authored this bill. That you want to make some comments, the meeting's called to order at this point. Senator Hickman, tell us what this bill does.
Senate Bill 2218, if you look at the bill, 2281, sorry, it simply adds fentanyl use and drug abuse to the existing tobacco education program. Now, the reason this is important is because fentanyl use is on the rise. Everybody knows it's a major issue in Mississippi, but also it has the opportunity to allow our tobacco education program to draw down more federal funds by adding this fentanyl use and other drug use to our already existing program. And that's simply what the bill does.
That's what it does. Okay. Okay, tobacco education prevention. Okay, it says, okay, you heard the reading of the bill. Any further discussion on? Yes, sir. Carry on, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A question for the author or the senator.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Carry
you.
on.
This is a expansion of the tobacco cessation program that was formed after the litigation several years ago with the tobacco companies. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and is it using the same source of funding as the tobacco fund?
Yes. Now I will interject in there. They already have the options to do these kind of educational program and expand to other drugs already.
Okay, but would this mandate them to do it?
Yes, it would add that as one of their key components. And it doesn't, from my understanding, we talked to several people, it doesn't run afoul to the way they're funded right now. And it would also allow them to pull down extra federal funds by having a program that educates regarding fentanyl.
Okay, and then I guess my question based on that would be, do you know what the balance is in this fund or what the annual infusion and how long that lasts of the tobacco funds?
Now that I do not know, but we can find out.
Okay, but you believe adding this would actually allow them to draw down federal funds in addition to what they're already receiving?
Yes.
Do we know the match?
I do not know the match.
Okay, so we don't know what percentage of the tobacco funds it's going to utilize to perform this program.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other question? It's not chair entertain a motion. All right, petition to pass. All in favor of the motion, let me know that for me, you sign on it. Opposed, by the same sign. This bill will be presented. Okay, next we have Senate Bill 2336. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This bill. Boyd. All right, carry on.
Thank you, Senator. This is a bill that this is our second year for introducing it. The House has a bill that y'all will see will come over to on the same situation. This bill actually encompasses two particular different issues on this. The first issue does that right now we criminalize in the state the possession of fentanyl testing strips. And so there was a number of hearings that were held in the House this summer. We had this piece of bill last year. Most of the states have done away with the regulation of these strips at all. So this is what this would do, is it would decriminalize it. And so these strips are readily available. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them from a number of different places. The federal government, in fact, has programs where they'll give these testing strips out. And so what the testing strips do is they do allow you to check the use of drugs to make sure that they are not contaminated with fentanyl, which is a significant problem. And in my community, I've buried too many friends' children because of this particular issue. So this is what this does. It deregulates it and says that that you won't be charged criminally for having these particular testing strips. It is one of these interesting things where it has very big support across the aisles from both Democrats and Republicans. And it's a prevention tool. So that's kind of on that. And then the second aspect of this bill is that I got a call from my community mental health centers who had been working with my universities, and they had come across an issue that they thought was a problem in the law where that if the resident hall directors had Narcan, that there was a loophole that really didn't allow them to have that Narcan to administer to the students within that resident hall. So they said that because the students weren't known to have a drug problem or a drug abuse. And so y'all passed some broad immunities and that a number of years ago, those of y'all that were here, but this was kind of a loophole in this. And so being from a college and university town, I wanted to make sure that my resident hall directors in my university town, if they had possession of the counteractive with that, so that they could make sure that if they thought any child needed the Narcan, that they could do that. As most of y'all know, the health department right now is giving out Narcan. They are able to do it. And we just wanted to make sure that they could have, that we cleared up that immunity issue to make sure that all educational facilities could have it.
Sure.
So that's pretty much a kind of drive through quick of this bill. And so I'm happy to talk any questions on that.
Okay. Any questions from anyone? Yes, Tom Fisher do pass. All in favor, motion. The mayor sign of aye. Aye. Others, same sign. That bill will be presented. Thank you very much. Okay, next, we have, next bill. I think is 2414. I believe Senator Blackman was could not be here. Senator Simmons, she said you would speak on this bill. Go ahead, carry on, and then I'll need to add something. I will.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You bet.
This bill is pretty much to reduce the punishment for simple possession of a small amount of marijuana to 3%.
In other words, up to 30 grams. A person caught with 30 grams, if it's put into municipal courts, then they would deal with it there. Otherwise, what you're saying, the penalty is too great for a person who may be caught with the minimum of 30 grams of marijuana. But if it's handled through the municipalities and through the local system of the county, then it would be, these fees that you got there would be acceptable if they agree on this. You're trying to bring a person punished for 30 ounces, then you feel that the punishment now is too harsh, too great under present law. Any question on this? We'd like to hear from you on this bill. This bill she filed it last year. Yes, sir. Carry on.
How much
Senator.
marijuana is the 30 grams?
30 grams, yes.
How much is that?
30 grams. That's in the metric system.
It's
It's
approximately an ounce.
almost an ounce, yeah. Mhm. Okay. No vote, okay. Let's see the hands of those, all in favor of the bill, but no by raising right hand. I'll give it a chance. You oppose? Okay. Did I? Okay,
I'm sorry. I apologize, Mr. Chairman.
okay. Carry on, sir.
I'm a no. I didn't know. We could
No.
raise hands.
Well, I'm really in favor of the bill. Let's hear the vote. Okay. I'm gonna count. How many are there? Do it again. Raise your hands again.
2, 3, 4, 5.
What the chairman? Six with me. Okay,
No, raise your hands.
all in those? Just two? Okay. Look like we have a majority, the bill will pass. It will be presented. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the last one. Senate Bill 2442. Back to you again, Ms. Boyd. Is that you? Okay,
This is
Back
the
up.
same piece of legislation that we just passed. It's in a separate format. We didn't combine the two bills. And so this is just a separate standalone bill that has to do just with the Narcan at the universities. So it's the same piece of legislation, completely worded the same, but just a separate piece of legislation that just has to do with this single issue.
Okay. All right. Are there any questions? All right. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by familiar sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed by same sign. Okay, these bills will be permitted, will be forward. We'll have another meeting possibly before Tuesday. We have one more bill that we need to look at, that's not on the calendar today. So appreciate you all participating, and we'll see what we can do. These bills go into other organizations, other committees as well. So it just begins with us. We don't know and not responsible for what happened until down the line. What you can say. Yeah, rise and report. Thank you all for so much. Man. Okay, where you? At the top. I'll go first.